It looks more gaudy than sophisticated, which I don't think is what you were going for. What is this? Why are you even here? What? He looks like intestines. When I think of elegant, this does not pop into my head. This is probably the best part. The background is the best part of this design. What reference did you use for this? Is my question. Now, when it comes to simple, this is the farthest thing from simple. Y'all sent in your skin, so today we are going to improve them. And if you would like to give feedback on your skin in my next video, fill out the Google form that's down below in the description. Also, go and support all the creators mentioned in this video. A link to their skin will be in the pinned comment. Okay, first of all, life update. Your girl just got a graphic tablet. Let me show you. Okay, so this is what she looks like, and she's ginormous, like huge, insane. And I got her for like an amazing deal. So I'm really excited to be like helping y'all and just drawing on top of this. So your girl is now becoming more professional. Yeah, so I'm very excited to be making some cool stuff with this tablet. Okay, so let's actually get into improving y'all's skins. Okay, so the very first skin we have is Rattenkoening by Rubberhead. Now, I don't even know if I said that right, but I do know that this means Rat King in German. Okay, so not only did they want help with the design, but they also want to help with the maps, and they added them here, and they also said the rat is metal, and the rest is paint. Maybe you have a better idea, and I want the rat to pop out more. I think that's something we can do. Okay, so first look of the skin, we have some really nice bold lines. We've got halftones in here, definitely comic book vibes, and I know you said pop art. I like that you added some gold right here with the crown. Get that Rat King. Oh, there's even a crown here, which is nice. I like the custom wear too, that's cool. Yeah, I would say solid design. I don't know, just could use a little bit of cleaning up, and you wanted to emphasize the rat a little bit more, which I have an idea of what we can do. Okay, so we got the maps right here. Let's check it out in the workshop real quick. Okay, so this is what the skin looks like, and I think I'm missing the roughness map. There we go. Okay, now everything is not all metallic and kind of looks like the original.
Hey y'all, Editor Janelle here. If you aren't screaming at me yet, that's probably a good thing, because you will in a couple seconds. But don't worry, I end up figuring it out, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just keep watching.
Okay, first of all, how to make the rat stand out more. Obviously, contrast, which you do have in this version, which for some reason I'm too stupid to figure out how to make it look like what you did here. Okay, so first of all, I think the things that we should improve upon is the lines here, just because I think it would make the rat stand out a little bit more, just thicken up the lines, because you know in the pop art style all the lines are thick, so you might as well add that to the teeth and the nose here as well. And then when we look at the back here, this is very confusing. I mean, I know that people aren't going to see it because the hand is going to be holding it, but still, it kind of feels incomplete. Also, same up here, this kind of feels a little rough. So it's the little details like this that will really make your skin stand out more. And I really like how you did the ears here. Like, that's a really nice touch. And I think we can improve the eye and make it look really cool and menacing. So let's see what we can do, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make a new layer. We're going to increase the size and the lines. We've got teethers. Let's see what they look like. Okay, nice. So the teeth are a lot thicker. The lines are more bold. In my opinion, I think it looks more cohesive instead of having just some flimsy little lines. Cool, so now let's make these eyes pop out. Okay, so for now, I think I'm just gonna select all the red. So I'm going up here to select color range. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, I'm just gonna make a quick material mask because I don't like yours, no offense. So we're just gonna go to white, make all that. metallic, and then have the background just like that. Oh yeah. And the next thing I want to do is I want to update the normal map. Now I want the eyes to pop out a little bit more. So what we are going to do is take this. I'm going to mask you out and then delete everything else. I'm gonna make this eyeball look like an eyeball. Oh goodness, that's too much. Oh yeah, Becky, this is the stuff. Okay, now we're just gonna make a new normal map. Filter, 3D, Jimmy's doing the map. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Do it all the way. And I'm just gonna mask it out because I don't need everything else. Delete. And now we've got this dude, and I'm just going to move him down to the normal map. Now we export. Let me inspect. Oh my goodness, I just realized what I was doing wrong with the material mask. I feel like such an idiot right now. But anyways, let's look at this. Wow, this is so bad. What if I make these white? Wow, this is what I was doing wrong the whole time. Look at me, I'm such a dum-dum. Wow, I did it, guys. It took me this long to figure it out. I swear I know what I'm doing. Just not all the time. Okay, so when you add the roughness map and you make it shiny, like it makes the eyeball look like he's live. And I think that would be a very nice addition to your already beautiful skin. Okay, next skin, and we have a carbon Aurea. I think that's how you spelled. And it's by Cyber Knight, fellow knight comrade. Okay, let's see. They wanted help with the design and the maps. So let's take a look at this bad boy. Okay. It's very shiny. Looks like there's some carbon fiber. I think that's in the name, carbon. It's got some really eclectic, I don't know, design patterns here. You have so many images. 48 images. Oh, we're not talking about the workshop submission. I need to visit my lip. I like the ratios of colors here because you got the gold plus the silver and then the carbon fiber, and that's very good because you have 60% of the design being the carbon fiber, the 40% being this gold, and then 20% being the silver accents. Carbon Aurea is a masterpiece of elegance and power. Intricate ornament details, aura of luxury. Quick question, how does this look luxury if everything is so bright and shiny? That's a valid concern, right? It looks more gaudy than sophisticated, which I don't think is what you were going for. Because if people were playing with this, it'd be like a walking flashbang. Now, we don't need to change much to the overall design to make it look actually bougie and luxurious. So let's do a quick paint over. Okay, so we got the dude right here, right? So I think we need something that isn't so reflective in this design so that it actually looks bougie and not gaudy. So what's a good texture? Like suede, right? Like what they put in nice cars along the wheel. Like suede. It's nice. It's very bougie. So maybe instead of entirely carbon fiber, we do the same color. So like there's certain areas that you would just, I don't know, have a little suedeness to it. Maybe like this part. Maybe we'll add some suede to here. See, you just gotta add a little bit, and then maybe add some, I don't know, where is my stitches brush? Wow, stitches, so nice. Okay, pretend this looks better. But you get the idea, right? Like, you add a little bit of suede. This is what it looks like before and then after. It's still the same color, but you added a little bit more, I don't know, interesting texture so that the whole thing isn't just straight up bright shiny. Maybe instead of suede, you could do like a quilted texture, you know, like the ones that kind of look like this. And then they have like the quilted stuff. Some of it's puffy. You know, something like that. That also might look cool too, but it also might be a little bit too much with the carbon fiber texture. So I don't know, you just gotta play around with it. So I hope that should help a bit. Okay, next skin, and we have Zebra Strike. Now this is a great concept, okay? And let me tell you why. It's such a great concept that there is already a zebra skin in the game. Given, however, this was back in 2019, and the designer was Marduk. But even though there already is a zebra skin in game, we can still make this better, right? Yeah, we can improve upon this. That totally blows this one out of the water. And that's what we're gonna strive to do. Okay, so we already know that this design would not get accepted in the game because there is already a zebra skin that is plastered all over the weapon. So we gotta do something unique and different to make this stand out. So there are a couple of options. Number one is probably the easiest, but also the lamest, and that is just, I don't know, changing the colors. I mean, that's pretty basic. That, I don't know the likelihood of that getting accepted in game, but at least it's better than doing a white and black zebra print that's already been accepted in the game. The next easiest is just blocking out areas that don't have the zebra print. So like, have the, I don't know, the, what's it called? The handle? Have this be brown, have it be like a cool, I don't know, leather texture or something. Okay, but this dude, maybe we'll make this part also brown. I think we'll have, for the 80-20 rule, 80% of it being brown with the accent being 20% the zebra texture. Okay, so this is probably the second easiest choice. Now I would definitely go in with more detail. I don't know, make this maybe like wood texture or something. You know, kind of make it look like it's a safari or something. Something to make it look unique and different to the already existing zebra skin. If you can add like a cute little sticker or something to be like, hey, you know, like the in the US in the national parks, like you can get like those little badges. So maybe get one of those. Something to kind of either tell a story or add more to the zebra strike to where it looks cool and interesting. Because as much as you were on the ball about the zebra skin, because it already got in game, just make it better. That's all you gotta do. Okay, next skin. They would like help with the design in the workshop submission. Hi, thanks for doing this. Looking forward to feedback or change. I want to keep the design simple and elegant. Okay, let's take a look. Does this look elegant to you? When I think of elegant, this does not pop into my head. Okay, so as much as this needs help, let's first go through the workshop submission part because you wanted help with that as well. Great, really like that you have a really nice, clean splash image. I like that you added the GIF in, that's pretty cool. Now, the first thing I want to first mention is when you're doing these in-game screenshots, you want to get rid of the UI that's right here. And there's a special command that you can do that. Okay, so you don't want this stuff in there. So while you're in the workshop here, you're going to hit that squiggly thing on your keyboard. I forget what it's called. And you want to type into the console SV1 cheats and then SL draw HUD right here. So that way it gets rid of everything. And then you can type it back into here to show the HUD. Another thing to improve your workshop submission is adding more GIFs. You can either add those down below into the description or add them here. I like that you added a where here, but as I said, you want to get rid of the HUD. And you can also add like a rotation, maybe even showing off some of the textures in the weapon because it has these cool reptile textures here, and that might be an interesting thing to add. And last but not least, this thumbnail right here, I would say increase the size of this whole thing and maybe rotate it a little bit so that it takes up more space of the thumbnail. Other than that, I would say this is a very decent thumbnail. Okay, moving on to the actual design part of this skin. So let's go into Photoshop. Okay, so we want to make this design look elegant and simple. Now, the first thing that I think of when I look at your skin is this is paint by number. Like this is what that looks like. Like you just threw on the texture for the reptiles here. You threw on this wood texture over here. And then you threw on, some more reptile. And then you have this, I don't even know what kind of texture it is. It's something, that's for sure. And you got these gold accents too. Now, when it comes to simple, this is the farthest thing from simple. Because you have all of these different colors and all of these different textures that don't really blend well together in my opinion. Except for this purple gold texture with the gold metal bits. That actually does work together. But this wooden handle with this reptile texture, I'm confusion. That's what I am. Like, I don't get how all of these things work together. And that is the worst thing you can do when it comes to a design, is have somebody question why. Because if it's not evident, it is a bad design. So, how can we make this better? Well, the number one thing I would do is get rid of this handle and this wooden part. These two textures you do not need at all. And I'm assuming you actually prefer having this blue purple texture because you have it here in your background, which is very cool, and also in your lettering, which is very cool. It's a tasteful part. This is probably the best part. The background is the best part of this design. Let's just fix this up, okay? So now we got this, we got some reptile texture here on the handle. Wow, look at that. It's already better. It's already better since we got rid of that wood texture. So now we got rid of that brown wood texture that you did not need. Okay, now does this look simple and elegant yet? I would argue no. We have a while to go. We have a ways to go. Okay, so in my opinion, I think this texture, it should be very minimal because this is Reptilian. That's the name. So we're gonna plaster this reptile texture pretty much on like most of the weapon, because that's what I think would work better. So let me just put in some areas here. Yeah, I think that's enough. I also think that there should be more purple like here on the back. Like either add something kind of like what we did with the what's it called? The mag. Because you don't want to just make it a color by number type of skin. Like that's boring. If we add a little bit of shape design to this skin, like what I'm doing here with these like stuff coming out, you know, like kind of like that blending, like whoosh sort of thing, it adds a little bit more interest than just straight up filling in the different parts of the weapon with the different textures. Okay, now let's get this texture going everywhere. Okay, cool. So we've got the texture everywhere now. And just pretend this texture is in all the purple areas. So as you can see, this is a little bit, this is sophisticated, I don't know. But cooler looking, yes. I also think it's a good idea to separate these colors too, to kind of, because they're both patterns, it's gonna be hard to, like, it's gonna be a little bit too much. So maybe making a line that goes in between each of the areas would make it easier to differentiate. And you could easily do this with just the normal map, just adding the line in so that people can tell the difference between the two spaces. And it'll give a little bit more visual complexity to it. Okay, so this I think is a little bit better. Is it sophisticated? I wouldn't say so. But that's just because the reptile texture isn't something I would associate with sophisticated. And on top of that, you also said simple, and simple also does not go in line with these two textures combined together. But I think the best case would be to try and make this more interesting looking, as I have added these random shapes, just because the color by number doesn't work that well in my opinion. And I hope you're inspired to experiment a little bit more with having different shapes in the actual design itself. So good luck to you. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I can't make this simple or sophisticated. But I feel like these textures are just too much that it's kind of hard to make it simple and sophisticated. I don't know. You guys tell me. Am I off here? Okay, next skin. What is this? Why are you even here? What? You submitted this sexy goddess of a skin? Are you trying to one up me? What the heck? Dude, I can't have people like you showing me up on my own channel. That's not right. No, but for reals though, this skin is amazing. Let me just glaze all upon it real quick. Okay, first of all, these textures right here with like the, I don't know, fantasy kind of language or whatever, that looks so cool. Like that's such a nice touch. And with this like metallic wing thing going on here, because it's a fae, right? Like a fairy. This is so cool. And the fact that it turns color too, like here from green to purple, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, here you can see all of the little details. And you even factored in the factory new versus the battle scar. And the battle scar is so cool because it goes to green, or I guess turquoise. Wait a second. Do these parts like kind of light up too? I can't tell. But it looks like they do, and that's really cool. Yeah, this is so clean. Even the normal maps, it's so nice that you have this stuff like indented. Or where is it? Where to picture this? Like this stuff is indented, like it's ingrained into the actual weapon itself. I love that. That's such a nice touch. Okay, let's see what does it say? F.A.E. Armory Executioner. This start off is inspired by F.A.E., Elven, and other mystical creatures. I mean, obviously. His weapon is charged with ancient energy. Oh, okay, so the ancient energy part is like these little, like the little runes and stuff. And it looks like when it's rotating, like it kind of lights up, like depending on where the lighting is, and that's just in the normal map itself. That's a really nice detail. I like that. The only thing I would say about this skin is that everything is shiny and reflective. So I would make parts not as reflective as like what you did here on the handle. Like that isn't as reflective, but I would still make it even less reflective, if that makes any sense. Just to add a little bit of contrast and give a little bit more pizzazz to the actual wings itself, because when everything is shiny, like it's hard to figure out where the focal point is. So I would just move all the shininess to the wings part and then maybe decrease the shininess on everything else. So including like the silver here, I would probably decrease that, but I would leave the shininess on the gold metal parts because that looks cool. Also, I love this detail right here I don't know what it says, but it looks really cool. Okay, what did you need help with again? Workshop submission and hearing my 2 cents. Okay, well, you already know that this skin is baller. Like, the only thing, as I said, would be like not having everything shiny. But for the workshop submission part, honestly, this looks amazing. Yeah, you even have really nice view for the rotation. You even got some showing off in the game, which I really like. It looks like you also blurred the background here, which is a nice detail. I don't know if you did that on purpose or if you actually did blur it. It looks really good. The only thing I would say could be improved upon is the thumbnail right here. I like that you have the logo. I think I would just scale this up a bit. And I would also probably make it a GIF. So I would keep this screenshot here, drag it into Photoshop, and then mask this part out, and then have it change from green to purple. So it kind of like rotates through and flashes through, so that you get a little bit more interest in this design, because this design is very cool and it deserves more eyeballs. And I think that adding a GIF thumbnail would really make this stand out. Okay, on to the next skin. And we have, so they said other attention interest. This is my second skin, hoping that the mistakes I learned from the first let me get more attention. Do you have any thoughts on how I could improve catch interest, improve my design in general? Just consider joining a collection if people liked it. Based on this video, why your CS skins are getting picked and moving to more subdued designs might be what I try moving forward. Though, I am worried that if my more contrasting, eye-catching design rarely gets noticed, doing simpler skins with the same amount of work/effort might get buried even quicker. P.S. Thank you for mentioning the PBR stuff. I missed that as well, so I'll have to adjust my skins and keep that in mind moving forward. So yes, you're right. You kind of need those eye-catching designs in order to get more views on your skins, to get more interest in your overall workshop. So in my opinion, I think working on covert skins at first is a good idea to get the ball rolling, get some eyeballs on your stuff, and then maybe work on military spec skins like later down the road. Like for me, I just made like my first kind of mil spec skin, and this is like what, my, I don't know, 11th skin? But it is a-okay to be working on covert skins over mil-spec skins. No biggie. Like, don't even think about it if you're just getting started. Just make what you want to make and enjoy making it. Okay, so number one thing is that you wanted was how to get more views, attention, interest. So first of all, this video should help get some more views and interest. Y'all should go check all of these skins out. So let's see. Let's look at this. BubbleGum Mech. And by Bubble Chumpkins. I love that username. I like that you have like the mech kind of vibe to it. That's really cool with the cell shading and the contrasting line art. You already know about the PBR stuff, so if that has this in it, you probably gotta go back and fix it. This is really cool. I love this. Like when you say you want more views and interest, maybe add this closer to the top of your submission here, because these types of splash images go really hard, and so I think they should be grouped up a little bit. Okay, so views and interest. The number one thing that's probably the easiest is making a GIF thumbnail. Now I'm working on a YouTube tutorial on this, so hold your horses, but if you would like to get started on this ASAP, I have a link that I will add to the description of this video for you to use and check out. So like when you make your thumbnail move, it really draws attention that just static thumbnails don't. Especially when you look at my workshop items like this thumbnail, the Wildfire Wolf thumbnail, it really draws your eye to it because it has that bright flash fire to it. And even these two. These get a lot more views. Like this Wildfire Wolf has almost 2,000 unique visitors. And for my Space Juice, almost 1,000. So, or I guess almost 900. Okay, the next thing is you want to keep in mind that when you're first getting started making skins, you're going to have very small amount of views. Let me show you, okay? So when I made my first skin, the Space Juice skin, let's look at the item stats. Now, I only got, 80 views on like the first few days, and a couple more throughout January, and then it kind of skyrocketed into October of last year, because that's when kind of my videos started taking off. Yeah, so just keep in mind it all starts small and it takes a while to grow. So just be patient with it. Another thing that will help you get more views is commenting on other skin creators' skins, because I don't know if you're like me and you're looking at people's comment sections, you go through and then you're curious of if whether or not the person commenting is making skins and what kind of skins they're making as well. So just comment something nice and you might get more people looking at your stuff. And another thing you already know is that the flashier skins, the more eyeballs on it. So make those covert skins if you want more eyeballs on your skins. Another thing you can do is post your skins onto Reddit. There's the workshop Reddit as well as the CS2 Reddit, and that would help you get more eyeballs on your stuff. And if you really want to go the extra 9 miles, you can make a Twitter account and just start spamming your skins into, I don't know, top creators' tweets, or I guess posts now on X. And if you do that enough times, people will look at your stuff. I'm not recommending this though, but it is an option and people do it. So I just say good luck to ya. I mean, you're just getting started. This is what? Is this a sticker? No, this is like your first CS2 skin. So just be patient and have fun with it and interact with the community, and you'll grow accordingly. Don't worry about it. Okay, next skin, and we have Inkshot by Nick. Now they want to just design feedback, so let's look at this bad boy. Okay, I can definitely see the Inkshot because you have a squid here. Pretty cool design. I like that you have the pearlescent here and that you have these different areas that make it change color altogether and not just have it a flat color. Okay, so I think this is a nice balance between the black and the white, as well as where you placed the squid on here. I think that looks very nice. The only thing I'm not over the moon about is the squid itself. He kind of looks like how would I say this in a nice way? He looks like intestines. If we were to look at an actual squid, right? Like this is what the dude kind of looks like. This is such a poor res. Okay, something like this, right? Because he has his head right here. But here, you know, what are these lines for? I don't get it. And this right here, this doesn't make sense. Like what reference did you use for this? Is my question. Cause if you made it up and didn't look at a reference, shame on you. Now, the eyes are something entirely different. This is definitely cartoonish, and I think that's what you meant because you didn't want to put the eyes on the side like this here. So this is obviously a stylization choice because it does make him look very cutesy. I will admit that. But it's just this head part does not make sense to me whatsoever. So we're gonna fix that. Also, these tentacles here, I think you could do a little bit more to them to make the design, I guess, look cooler in a sense. Yeah, like I would have the tentacles maybe wrap around a little bit more just to encompass more of the squid into the weapon design, but that's just my opinion. So let's just quickly fix the head so that y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is make sure this is defined well. So I like this shape here, like this is fine. We can work with this. It's just this part and this part here. So the first thing is putting the head part all the way to the top, because when we looked at the references, they had that the triangle. they had that little part up top. Now we can just indicate that by doing lines here. And maybe we don't need to have the lines all the way. But because you have lines here, I think it's not a bad idea to go all the way. Something like that. Okay, so we got that. Now the next part is this mess right here. And we're gonna make the hat for him. Just like that. And then bring this down. And then we're just gonna fill it in with color. Or I guess with white, because there's no color, it's just black and white. Which is a very sexy design. Everybody likes black and white. It's basic, it's clean, it's bougie, and it's a newspaper. Okay, so now she has her little, you know, like the hat part makes sense and it doesn't look like organs. Now, for me personally, I probably wouldn't do these types of eyeballs for the squid itself. I would just only have one eyeball and then fill the rest. Because you only see one side of the eyeball, right? So yeah, that's what I would prefer to do, but it's kind of up to you whether or not you want to do that or make a character like you did in this one. Because I actually do think that's pretty cute. Next thing, tentacles. We're just going to improve them. Now you don't have to because they still look tasteful, but I don't know about the whole like kind of this flatness of the tentacle here. That doesn't really make sense, like, because the tentacles themselves are actually round, but I realize this is a stylistic choice, so we're gonna roll with it. So I just want to add more tentacle to the rest of the skin. So I'm just gonna bring him on over here, and bring this dude over here. Maybe have this one come down or something. Just to add a little bit more interest to the back here. You know, encompass the whole design. Maybe even go all the way down. Actually, maybe down here. Make those lines. Okay, that's what I would do to improve. So before, after. Very subtle. This is a good design already, so I think it just needed a little anatomical tweaking of the squid and maybe lengthening the actual squid tentacles. So other than that, pretty stellar to me. And I also really like the pearlescent effect. That part's really cool. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. If I did not get to your skin, it will be in the next video, so don't worry. And a big thank you to all of you who submitted for this video, so make sure y'all go and check out their skins in that pinned comment, because, you know, we're supporting one another, we're growing together. You gotta support each other too, okay? Lastly, if you're going to be featured in my next feedback video, make sure you fill out the Google form down in the description below. And otherwise, I will see you next time.